did I get off on this? What were we talking about?
Kate had a story.
All right, Kate's story. Where is it?
It's in your hand.
All right. What were we talking about?
The first sentence.
Oh, Jesus Christ. When truth is acknowledged universally, it is also universally disdained. I mean, what the fuck?
That's not the whole sentence.
Yeah, I see that. I see the semicolon. I realize that means there's only a partial stop and more is coming, but I'm not sure I want to continue, okay? I'm not making it through your first sentence. So why don't you tell me what it is you're doing, because it's not exactly drawing me in here.
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
It's a referencing of Jane Austen, the first sentence of Pride and Prejudice. It's kind of a sardonic commentary.
What's so fucking sardonic about it?
It's the narrator.
I don't give a shit about the narrator. If I can't get past the first 5 words, how am I supposed to find out enough about the narrator to care about it?
It's not a him, it's a her.
Well, see, that'd be my point. If I don't even know what gender your narrator is, you haven't really done your job, have you?
How, if you don't go past the first 5 words, how can you tell?
Listen to me, don't defend yourself. If you're defending yourself, you're not listening. I do know who your narrator is. She's an overeducated, completely inexperienced, sexually inadequate girl who's got rich parents who give her everything. She's got nothing to say, so she sits around and thinks about Jane Austen all the time. I don't give a shit about that person.
I'd really like to hear some criticism.
Oh, you'd like that?
I would. I'd love to build on what's here, see if I can mine the interiority of the Stephanie character especially. I feel like there's a few places where the complexity of her need for emotional distance is maybe not fully rendered.
Yeah, that's the problem with emotionally distant characters. It's hard to write about them because who gives a shit, finally, about people who've got no interior life?
No, I don't think she has no interior life. That's
all right. I'm going to level with you. I'm going to give you some advice here, which I think is going to be totally, on the money useful to you.
Great.
But it's going to sound a little rough, but you expect that, yeah? You're not going to turn into a big baby about the truth, unlike some other people.
Oh, no, no. Of course not.
Good, because there's something in your writing, it's hard. It's around the tonal perfection. There's a kind of it's a little like a whore.
The character of Stephanie?
No, not the character, you. See, the way you talk about writing is kind of stupid. Plus, the way you write is so unimaginative, and the way you attack problems that you set yourself. It's skillful, but whorish. It's like the way you play your name off, your connections. You're a name dropper, you're a whore, and that's there in the writing. It's perfect in a whorish way.
Well, it's just really new. I mean, I think where is a good question. That's why I wasn't sure she didn't show it to
No,
you.
I'm not saying where is not a good question. That's what I admire about the energy of the opening. It dares to ask that question without giving the answer. The writing itself is asking the question. You see, this reminds me of when I was at Yale with Penn Warren. There was no point getting past him, no point even trying, because he was ruthless and religious about sound. Everything else, instinct, idea, motion, character, all was secondary. If the sound wasn't there, there was no point even continuing in a meaning. I'm not putting this right. No, I am actually. I am. This has a sound. It rings like a bell. It doesn't matter that there's no subject or story or idea. It's got power. It's got sex. Well done, well done. What's your name again?
Izzy.
Well done, Izzy. What else you got?
People care about that stuff, Martin. You have to stop being such a snob.
I'm a snob.
You're a complete snob, making fun of the way he talks.
He talks like an idiot. His language is subhuman. It would be more interesting if it were subhuman, because then we could try and interpret what all the grunts and hand gestures mean. We could pretend he's a very clever chimpanzee who's trying to teach us how language actually works. But he doesn't do anything as interesting as that. He just says things. Like idiotic, meaningless, self-important observations about nothing. His words have nothing behind them. There's no music, there's no joy, there's no curiosity, there's nothing. And I'm not talking about a flat, terrifying banality of evil, nihilistic nothing. I am talking about nothing.
See, that's what I mean. All this talk about language makes it sound like you don't like him.
Seriously, it's fabulous. Your family owns this place?
We have the lease, as long as one of us is, you know, a direct whatever.
Oh, God, yeah.
As long as one of you is what?
It's, you know, it's rent controlled or stabilized, whatever you call it.
Oh, come on, how much?
It's very affordable.
You're so old, New York.
Seriously, how much?
I thought you had to pee, Douglas.
I do. I am desperate to pee, but I am more desperate to find out how much you pay for this palace.
It's been in our family a long time.
Well, you don't know?
Of course I know.
Well then, what is it?
$800.
$800? What do you mean? 800 a day?
800 a month.
You never told me this.
It's not that big a deal.
Oh, that you have a free apartment on the Upper West Side? How is that not a big deal? I can't believe you never told me this. How have I never heard this?
It's lucky.
Lucky is a seat on the subway. You got 16 rooms, a view of the river.
We have 9 rooms, and you can only see the river from 2 of them.